FM, but I figured, let's see, looking at the public chat, looking at this studio chat. All right. I just wanted to record a video, but it wasn't letting me just record, so I'm going live as I do it. And I just want to do a reading on Trump's health in May. I have the Bright Tarot. This is Bright Tarot. And then I also have my go-to original tarot deck here. Let me start with my original tarot deck. This won't be a long stream because it's really hot today, and I'm basically in an attic, so it's a little hot. I had the air conditioner on, but it kind of makes a lot of noise, so I was like, we'll just let that be. So this is an impromptu live to help me test out Riverside FM. But also, if anybody comes in, be sure to say hello. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. So I'm going to probably just pull like 5 cards for a reading on Trump's health. And maybe I'll read on something else. I don't know. We'll see how it goes along. These cards are really nice. The only thing about them is that they are hard to shuffle. They're very thick. It's like very thick. They bend very easily and then they just sort of stay that way. But in general, oops, I really like these cards. It hurts my thumbs when I shuffle them like that. That's how thick they are. It's like, why do my thumbs hurt? Okay. So let's do a quick 5-card spread on Trump's health for May. We have a Knight of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups. That's usually my card for Trump. The Empress, and the King of Cups. Wow. All right. So swords talk about difficult times. So we have one of those. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Pentacles are about money, finance, business. Cups are about emotions, water. What's funny is that I look at the 4 of Cups, and in previous readings, whenever I look at the 4 of Cups, I'm like, oh, that's Trump, because he has 4 cups, 1 spilled, and now somebody's, handing him a new one, but he's sitting there with his arms folded and he's pouting over that cup. And then other times I saw him as the 4 of Pentacles just because this person is looking very greedy, right? So this person is holding on to all the pentacles and will not share. So I don't think I do many health readings. So I'm still at that point where I'm like learning how this would all tell me more about his health. The Empress is interesting because the Empress is usually pregnant. Pretty sure he's not pregnant, but the Empress is like nurturing. So is he having a woman taking care of him? Perhaps. There's also this King of Cups. The King of Cups is somebody who is not like Trump. They're usually pretty emotionally mature. I mean, it could be a doctor. Probably a doctor. I mean, we're looking at like doctors. She could be a doctor. I think they both represent like health, right? Health professionals. Doctors, nurses, surgeons, whatever. So I see doctors in his May, which he's probably already seeing anyway. He's probably always seeing doctors. He's not happy about something. I think, intuitively, he's not very intuitive. 4s do talk about self-discipline. Like you have to have that self-discipline in order to achieve something. I think in a lot of times we think about medical doctors, they're telling you, have that self-discipline to take care of yourself. Maybe he starts to do that. What's funny about this card is this person is like refusing somebody giving them that, self-discipline. They're trying to help him. They're trying to give him that intuition. They're trying to give him that care. But he's acting pouty like usual. And here he's acting greedy like usual. So that neither one of those things is surprising to me. Um, Health wise, when it comes to the Four of Pentacles, is interesting. Um, I mean, it does have a lot to do with health conditions. Like pentacles do have to do with health conditions, not just things like finances and business and career. So that is another four. So that is also talking about self discipline. He has to make sure he has self discipline in order to have that clarity, in order to, make it through another month. Is he going to choose to do that? I guess we'll see. Maybe he feels like he's forced to do that. I think that's kind of what these cards are saying, right? Because both of these cards look like someone who is pouting, annoyed. This guy doesn't want to give up any of his pentacles, right? As far as he's concerned, he's in fine health. This person can't see the help that's being given to him. So I think both of these medical professionals are up against this. Now, the Knight of Swords, Knights are about action, and swords, we said, are about difficult events. They're more of a spiritual pain rather than like a physical pain. Um, they're also cutting yourself off from intuition. So this could be a messenger. And so, what would that say with the rest of the cards? I think that he's getting the message that he's got to take care of himself. So maybe in May, he actually does sort of try to take care of himself a little bit better. Probably too little too late. I mean, I don't think this is a time in your life where you all of a sudden start eating well. But I think that this message is coming towards him. See, the knight is going towards him. Both of these cards are him for me, right? The Empress, though, is looking away from him, really. She's more this way. He's got his back to her this way. So that's why it says to me that he's not really listening. He's getting this message that he has to take better care of himself. He's looking at that message and he's like, huh. He's looking at that message and he's like, huh, right? And these two are just trying to do their job. I think he has, doctors and people that take care of him that are kind of sick of him, but it's their job. So they continue to do their job. Medical professionals, they are part of that Hippocratic oath. They will take care of people because that's what they do. Does she like him? No. They're not looking at each other. She's just like, you know what? I'm just trying to do my job. This guy's also not looking at him. It's almost like the medical it's almost like the medical team is looking away from him. Like, not to say that they are not taking care of him, but I'm feeling like they are running out of ideas and they're running out of possibilities. Like they're doing the best that they can, but because they are pretty much facing away and he's facing that way and he's looking at this message that's coming to him, and the messages are swords, which could be very difficult times. It's almost like in May they're saying to him, there's nothing else that we can do. Does he accept that? No, because he's petulant. Um, but that's what these cards are saying to me. Like, I learned how important it is to see how the cards are together, right? It's not just about the individual card. How are all these cards interacting with each other? Knight is coming towards him. He's looking at the knight. So that's what he's paying attention to. Now, these two kind of look like they're moving away, right? They're still going to do their best to take care of him as much as they can. That is their job. They're good people. They're just trying to do their job. Um, but I don't think there's anything else that they can do. I think that's what the health reading is for him in May. So that was pretty quick. Let me read on something else. Maybe I'll use my bright tarot. I like reading on. I like bright tarot. I like how these cards go so well with the elephant. It's very nice. I got this elephant. This is actually a table runner for like a dining room table. I went to the punk rock festival where they have tons of vendors. Went there this weekend, and there are people, they sell all the different types of stuff. There was a nice lady who was selling like vintage clothes, things like that. She also had like vintage jewelry and things. And I just happened to see this in a bin, and I was looking for something else to put on my table because I wanted to have multiple things on the table. YouTube gets a little bit annoyed when your background and everything looks the same all the time. So I'm like, oh, okay. We'll just change it around every once in a while. So what else can I read on? I mean, I was watching Linda and Nath, and they were talking about Baron, which was very interesting. Andre said that Baron's chart is not looking good. What else? I'm also curious about the military not getting packages. I don't know. I kind of want to read on it, but I don't feel like I know enough about it because I feel like I only hear people talking about it. I haven't seen anything official. So that's why I have to do a little bit more into that. I have to do some research because I'm not 100% sure how accurate it is. What else? What else? What else could I read on? Oh, I know. What's Melania's May look like? What's up for Melania in May? She made her little announcement where she basically pulled a Streisand effect. People were upset about a lot of things recently, of course, because how could you not be? Not saying that the Epstein files weren't still on everybody's mind, but it wasn't at the forefront that it had been for a long time. And then all of a sudden, she goes out and makes a comment about it. She has a whole little press conference, and she put it back in everybody's mind, forefront of everybody's mind. So congratulations, Melania. I don't know what you're trying to get ahead of, but you just reminded everybody about it. So I don't know. All right. So what does Melania's May look like? New another 5 card spread. Got the Hanged Man, the Queen of Cups, the Hermit. No, not the Hermit. Sorry. This guy always reminds me of the Hermit. This is the 5 of Cups. Oh, look, the Hermit. Oh, that was interesting. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, 4 swords. So what's really interesting, right? When you look at these cards, this person, the Queen of Cups, is looking down. The 5 of Cups looking down. The Hermit looking down. Hangman is upside down. And this person, the 4 of Swords, is they have their eyes closed, they're laying down. Do with that as you may. So I think she's she kind of made herself into the hanged man because I think she feels stuck. So, why did she make that announcement? Maybe there's somebody saying, "Hey, I'm going to release the hounds. I have all this information. It's going to come out." And she tried to get ahead of it, and now she's waiting to see what happens. But I also feel like she kind of tied herself up by trying to get ahead of it. I think she's thinking because the Queen of Cups is looking down, she's sort of pensive here. Queens are usually wise, they usually have mother images. Again, the cups are about those social relationships and intuition. This might be the person who is telling her that I got all the deets, right? But it's interesting that this queen is looking down because there's something very pensive about it. She could be looking down at Melania. She has the upper hand. This queen is looking down. She has the upper hand in the situation. Then we have this Five of Cups. Fives are very difficult times. And it's very interesting that I thought this was the Hermit and then it was followed by the Hermit. Um, this person, you don't even see their face. They're kind of hiding. So I think Melania is going to go into hiding. She's kind of going to shut herself off. I think she made the wrong decision. I think she's trying to lay low, which is another reason why we have the Hermit. Um, is she going to fake her own death? No, I don't think so. Entertainment purposes only. Um, but like I said, the fives, they are about change. They're also about being impulsive. Fives. I think she very quickly was like, I'm going to do this. And she made the wrong decision. I don't think that press conference was good. So I think she was impulsive. Um, yeah, I don't think it was a good idea. She's going to be thinking about that as she avoids the spotlight. That's where the hermit comes in. She's going to be trying to think about what to do. What should I do now? What's going to come up next? Because this person that has all the info on me, what are they going to do next? And I think she just doesn't know, you know, she is going to go, she's just going to be quiet in May, I think. That'll be very interesting. Like, if this person or whatever information she's trying to get ahead of, if that person kind of waits it out, in a way, it's almost like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like it's driving her a little crazy, right? Like this person is like, "Oh, I have everything, but you don't know what I'm going to tell you. You don't know what I'm going to tell. You don't know who I'm going to tell. You don't know when I'm going to tell." And Melania is like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna hide. I gotta figure out what to do. When is this person gonna do something?" And because then we have this Four of Swords, right? Very difficult situations. The swords. Fours can be about a plan. They can be about stability and security. But what's interesting about this four, this four is like, maybe if I lay here long enough, they'll forget that I ever did that press conference in the first place. So I think Melania is waiting it out because I think she's waiting for the next move of the person who was like, "Excuse me, I'm going to, you know, say XYZ." And so I think Melania has probably been warned also by whomever, lawyers, people she knows, whatever. You should probably chill. Yeah. So that's what I got from Melania for May. Hi, Time Matters. I just saw your message. I'm trying out Riverside FM, so I don't have everything set up exactly the right way, but I would like to try to do more lives, and I'm just trying to find the correct path platform for it. Because everything costs money, and I'm like, well, I should maybe I'll just do lives via YouTube and not even worry about another platform. But I don't know. Um, so yeah, so that's what I got. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to post this as well so everybody can watch. I have a meeting at 8 p.m., so I can't stay too long. And it's really hot in here because I'm in an attic and I turned off the AC because it was loud. But yeah, so that's what I got. If you'd like to watch this from beginning, it should be up soon. I have to see how Riverside FM like sends things over to YouTube, but it will definitely be up by tonight. Um, but yeah, so thank you for stopping by. And I will see everybody later. Oh, and if anybody has any requests for me to read on something, please leave a comment. You can leave a comment after the show is over, so it'll be in the comments of the video. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for being here. Bye, everybody.